Hello everyone, welcome to another video. I just wanted to do a quick little work in progress project update. I'm working on a lot of projects right now that I'm really excited about, and a lot of projects that are really kind of spring and summer inspired. So I thought it'd be a perfect time to talk about what I'm working on and a couple projects that I have planned as soon as I'm done the ones that are currently on my list as well, and just share some things that have been inspiring me and some things that I'm really liking. So the first project that I wanted to talk about is actually the top that I'm wearing right now. This one isn't a work in progress, as you can see it's finished, but it is the Mega Solar Blouse. I've talked a little bit about this in some past videos. I'll link the video where I talk in detail about like the yarn that I use, the pattern, all of that kind of stuff. It should come up somewhere here, but I finished it, as you can see. It's this really beautiful ribbed top, and I made this using a hand-dyed yarn in these really beautiful like robin's egg blue, pinks, browns that I thought would just be perfect for the springtime. And I love the way that this came out. The original pattern is written as a long sleeve, but I was really kind of feeling like I would wear the top more if it was a t-shirt. So I ended up doing like a baby tee kind of cap sleeve on it, and I love the way that it turned out. I think the fit is really nice. I love the sleeves. I ended up doing a size, I think, medium body and then a large size sleeve. I picked up the amount of stitches for a large sleeve because I had heard people saying that the sleeves were a little tight, and I think for the t-shirt specifically too, it's nice to just have like a little bit of room around the arm, so that's what I went with there. And this is the first project that I worked on that had German short rows, and you do some short row shaping around the top of the shoulder. And I was a little bit intimidated by it, but I really liked it, and I love the result that the short rows give. I think it makes it look a lot more polished and really professional, and really helps with the fit as well. So glad that I learned that skill working on this project. But yeah, overall really happy with it, and I think it's perfect for this kind of transition period between kind of the colder spring and the warmer spring. This with like a denim jacket over top is perfect for the weather that we're in right now, and I love the colors. It was a little bit more of a complicated knit, and it feels good to finally be seeing some knitting skills come to life a little bit more and making garments that I really like and I'm really excited about. I'd say the one thing that I don't love about this is how high the neck comes up. I wish there was a little bit of shaping around the neck so it wasn't just kind of a straight across neckline, but that's just like a small thing, and I think it's something that would only bother me, to be honest. I think looking at it, it doesn't look too high, but I just really don't like anything coming up too high on my neck. But the top is so cute that I can get over it. But really happy, like I said, with how this turned out, and I feel like it was a perfect kind of like more advanced beginner knitting project for me to learn some skills with. Then the next project that I wanted to talk about is actually a blanket, a crochet blanket. I haven't crocheted a blanket in a long time. I think I've only made two in the past before too. It's not really something that I do a lot, and I always have this crochet blanket in the back of my videos, and I feel like a fraud because I didn't actually crochet this blanket. My mom found it for me at a thrift store, and it just goes so nicely with the color palette of my living room that I've always had that blanket on my couch. But I really wanted to crochet a blanket that was actually made by me to go on this couch. So I made the first panel, and I'm going to make kind of like a faux quilt block inspired crochet blanket. So as you can see here, this is actually 16 granny squares that you piece together to make a quilt block looking shape. And I think I'm going to do 12 of these quilt blocks total in a variety of different colors and piece them together to turn into the blanket. And I found a free tutorial for that quilt block style of granny square. It's by Hannah Drapinski here on YouTube. I will link her tutorial down below. It was super clear, really easy to follow, and hers turned out so beautiful. She was using a thinner weight of cotton yarn, and I ended up using Loops and Threads Soft Classic Acrylic, which is like a bulkier weight acrylic yarn. So I ended up just doing 3 rounds of her pattern instead of, I believe hers calls for 5, and it gave me about a foot by a foot size square. So if you're looking for something similar, that's what I ended up doing. But I just had a bunch of Loops and Threads Soft Classic Acrylic scraps hanging around, and I was like, I need to get these out of my stash, and I found the perfect kind of mix of a whole bunch of different colors. I'm going to do each quilt block in its own color, and I'm really excited about this project. I've been locked in on it so aggressively. I'm like every day making another quilt block, and it's just been really fun and kind of nice to go back to my roots. I feel like I used to make a ton of granny squares and I haven't made any in quite a while, so really enjoying just getting back to that and some more like mindless, easy-ish crochet projects. And I would definitely recommend this project if you're a beginner. If you can do a granny square, you can make this project. So again, I'll link that tutorial down below if you want to check it out. But I'm so excited about this and I can't wait to see the finished blanket all together. And then the next project that I've been working on is kind of impossible to see on the knitting needles right now, but it is the Sunny Tee, and it's this really beautiful knit raglan baby tee style t-shirt. Obviously I'm loving a knit baby tee right now, but I saw a picture of this pattern and I thought it was so beautiful and really simple but well constructed, and it just felt like something that I would get a ton of wear out of. And I had the perfect yarn for it in my stash as well. This is the Hobby Rainbow Cotton in the 8/4 weight in this gorgeous butter yellow color. I love butter yellow. I've made a couple butter yellow projects in the past, but my mom actually thrifted this yarn for me a little while ago, and it's just been sitting in my stash kind of waiting for the perfect project, and I had the perfect quantity and the perfect color, so I thought that this would just be so beautiful as a baby tee for the spring and summer. I've also seen some people duplicate stitch little motifs onto the front of theirs as well, so we'll see kind of as I finish up the tee if I feel like it needs something or not, but I'm thinking maybe duplicate stitching like a little star or something right in the middle would be super cute and just give it a little bit of something edgy and funky to really bring the whole t-shirt together. But we'll see how it goes. I've really been enjoying working on this pattern. I found the short row shaping at the beginning of the pattern really fun to work on, and then it's just been kind of like mindless raglan increases, which has been nice, and it's just been a great project to take commuting or when I'm just watching TV and I want something a little bit more simple to work on. A really great project for that. And yeah, if you have any tips for German short rows as well, I obviously did them for this shirt and for that Sunny Tee, but I found mine were just like a little bit lumpy, or like I was having maybe tension issues when I was working on the reverse side. So if you have any tips or any tutorials that you think are really helpful for German short rows, I would love to know. Definitely let me know down below, because I'd really like to get that skill locked down. I know it's super important. So if you have any tips, let me know, but I'll keep you updated on the progress of that t-shirt as well. And I think it's going to be something that I wear every day when it's done, so I'm really excited to get that one off the needles soon. And then my next project is actually a sewing project. I thrifted this beautiful gingham quilted coat the other day, and I thought it was just the perfect spring jacket. The weight is perfect, it's so nice and soft. I love the quilted look and the gingham, two trends that I really like. And it kind of has this bomber style collar, and I was just obsessed with it. I thought it was the perfect spring jacket, but the only thing that it was missing is it doesn't have any closures. So there's no buttons, no zippers, nothing to ever close the jacket if you wanted to. And I feel like on a spring day, sometimes the breeze is chilly, it gets right through your jacket, and I really wanted to add some kind of closure to this jacket. So I went to Neverin's, my favorite button store, and I got some matte black metal hook and eye closures, and I'm going to add those to the jacket so that I can close with the hook and eyes, because I really didn't want to change fundamentally kind of the design of the jacket, but I just wanted something functional and kind of minimal that was going to work to keep the jacket closed. So this is what I went with. And I was playing around with like, do I want to do bigger ones? Do I want to do more of like a metallic one? But I think that these kind of matte black ones will go really well with the, if you can see here, the black piping of the jacket. I think that just makes the most sense. But I'm just going to find an afternoon to sit down and hand sew those hook and eye closures on. Yeah, I'm not a great sewist, but I really am trying to be really intentional about the things that I'm thrifting, and if there is a way to upcycle them and turn them into something that I'd wear even more, taking the time and learning the skills to add those elements. But I think that this jacket will be the perfect opportunity to work on my sewing skills and take a piece that I would probably wear sometimes and turn it into a piece that I know that I'll get a lot of wear out of. So exciting to do a little bit of a sewing project. And then a couple projects that I haven't started yet, but are right next up on my list as soon as these projects get done. The first one is the Harvest Tee by Ozetta. I know I've been making a ton of t-shirts, but I love the boxier shape of this t-shirt. And I think having a more like oversized flowy knit t-shirt compared to these kind of more tighter baby tee options is going to be really nice in my wardrobe. And I was especially inspired to make this because I picked up this yarn from Lichen and Lace. If you watched my Knit City haul, this yarn was in it, but it's this beautiful linen wool blend. And I thought that this yarn in that kind of boxier knit tee shape would be perfect. I feel like it's gonna be so comfy, but still such like a cool statement color t-shirt. So I'm really excited about that. I picture it with like white jeans and some cool like mules or something like that in the summertime with sunglasses. I just think it's going to be perfect. I'm really, really excited about that. And I'm so excited to use this yarn. I've just been waiting to get my hands on it. So when I saw that pattern come across my feed on TikTok, I was like, I have to make that. I think it'll be so perfect. And the last project is a scarf. It's called the Birthday Scarf by Peng. And it's this beautiful, very simple pointelle scarf. And I really want to learn how to do pointelle. I think it's going to be so huge this spring and summer. I know it kind of always is, but especially I've been seeing a ton of creators that I follow talking about making pointelle patterns for this spring and summer. So I thought that a small scarf would be the perfect way to practice that technique and learn it. And I just think that the scarf is so beautiful. I think the finishing on the edges is really unique and simple but beautiful. The pointelle is gorgeous. I've seen it knit in a few different types of yarn as well. Some with like a little bit more of a fluff, and I think they look really great, but also just in a simple cotton as well, and I think they're beautiful. But I love using a small project like a scarf to learn a new technique. That's how I learned cabling. And it's kind of just a low stakes way to teach yourself something new on a smaller project. You don't have to use your fanciest yarn or risk ruining like an entire cardigan. And then you have a beautiful scarf at the end of it too. So that is my plan. But yeah, I've just been feeling so inspired lately with my fiber art stuff. I feel like now that the weather's nicer, I'm feeling more inspired to use like bolder colors, some more exciting patterns, and just getting out of sweater cardigan territory and into like t-shirt, tank top, more of those like different types of patterns. I feel like as soon as I get sick of one, it becomes the season to do the next. So it's nice the way that it works like that. But I've been really loving the projects that I've been working on, and I've been trying to be really intentional about what I choose to work on too. Trying to pick things that will use the yarns that I already have in my stash and that are also projects that I see fitting really seamlessly into my wardrobe or into my home decor, whatever that might be. But I would also love to hear about any projects that you've been working on lately, anything that you've been really loving, anything that you've been inspired by, anything that you think that I should try out as well. I'm always looking for new patterns, so let me know about that down below. And please subscribe if you haven't already. If it gives you the option to hype this video, give it a hype. I don't really know what that does, but I think it's helpful. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Bye.